So here's our Chicago 8-foot power apron brake. We're gonna, for example, bend this piece of stainless steel. It's about like 16 gauge stainless, so that's the equivalent to maybe 12 gauge mild steel. I don't have a full 8-foot length, so we're gonna use a couple pieces. You always want to start from the middle. If you're working on smaller pieces, bend from the middle out. So run a couple pieces. Show you the full length, one because it puts more stress on the machine, but two so you can see the consistency across the whole length. It's important. Just gauging it by eye, so it's not necessarily, they're not all the same size. Clamp that down there, fire up the machine. This handle here engages and disengages the clutch. The clutch is what drives the set of gears, the shaft that drives the set of gears, that drives this down here that will, once this handle's engaged, bring the apron up. So I'll pull this out to engage the clutch. Roll it and push this in. There's a stop on the rack gear that's adjustable. Right now we have it set to about a 90 degree, and once it hits that 90, it's going to stop and stay in place. So that's there at the 90. The clutch, this handle was just pushed in because the stop hit a lever that disengages the clutch. Pull this out, and this will drop the apron. It's easier with two people. What I do, it is done fairly simple with one. Put one hand on the counterbalance. You pull this. With the counterbalance, bring it back. This is raised a little higher. That'll be a little easier with one person. Let me shut the machine off, just so you can hear me a little better. Let's look at the bends. Machine's wired 230 volt 3-phase. So there's the bends. So they're consistent. Show you like the back piece here. So that's it. I mean, it's consistent across the whole thing. That's about 90. And we'll do one more bend just to show that it won't repeat. I don't have a radius gauge or a protractor, rather, to show you the exact degree. But let's use these two thicker pieces. I already put a bend in these. One thing I want to point out, the top apron is adjustable. It's adjustable for a reason. It can slide forward or backwards depending on the thickness of the material that you're bending. So if you're bending really thin gauge material, you want to slide this top bendy nose forward by adjusting the screw that's in the back. We adjusted it before we took the video. So it's It's going to be, right now we adjusted it so it's pretty much set back. This bending nose is set back from where the bottom apron comes up and bends your material. The thickness times 1 of the thickness of your material. So if you're bending thicker than this, say 10 gauge, you kind of want to gauge it by when it's clamped, that you have space there that's about the thickness of your material. And that's the rule of thumb. Let's bend this, fire up the machine again. clutch back in when it's under a load, the bottom apron, if it doesn't hit that stop, it's going to drift up a couple more degrees. It doesn't just abruptly stop. That's just the nature of this type of machine. So you'll see that here. I'm going to bend it to maybe a 45 and disengage the clutch. And you'll see it creep a couple more degrees and stop. Then I'll engage the clutch again so it hits that 90 at the stop. And then we'll compare it to the past 4 bends we just did. Push this lever in. Pull this out. Push it in rather. See, that's where it kind of creeps. Creep it. So if the stop was completely removed, you can keep creeping it until you get your desired bend. So stay right there, keep the clutch in, and then what I would do is turn the machine off first, set that rear stop that's on the rack gear to this position, if this was the angle that you desire, and then you can do repeat bends. Right after I finish this bend, we'll show you that stop and what it's about. Stuff's actually thicker than the last stuff I bent. It's heavier. But we're not set at an exact 90, but I just kind of eyed it up. Whoever was using the machine last didn't mark where the different degrees were, so it's not set for a 90, but you could put a mark where 90 is once you figure that out. This is the previous bend I did, so you can take a look. We go over here, put it on the flat surface. So you can take a look at it. It's consistent, it's just not a straight 90. That's something I'd have to adjust. This is just kind of eyeing it up for the video. So let's go look at this, this gauge. So I don't think we pointed this out in the original video, but this block here rides along the rack gear. We'll show it from the back, but this rack gear obviously runs through, brings the apron up, and wherever this block is placed, it'll trip this right here, which disengages the clutch, which is right here, disengages that, and that's why it abruptly stops. So if I were to move this way, it would make a less of a bend. If I move it up, it'll go over a 90. If I were to remove it, then you're just doing it by eye at that point. So let's run the machine. I don't have to bend anything, but you can watch it trip from back here and see what's going on back here. Bring that rack back, so like I said, it is easier with 2 people, one holding each side to come down, but this is, you know, it's vintage where it was before they had all the electric controls on the apron. But honestly, I really like this machine. I could do a lot with it, and with the stop, you can just be bending all day. If you want, we do some more bends. And you kind of focus on over here to show this mechanism, how everything engages. We can do that real quick. Yeah, I don't mind doing this all day. Just bend one piece. So just focus on what I'm doing right here. It really takes no effort to get this thing moving. Just open the clutch by pulling this lever. 90, so I'm going to slide it up just a little further. We'll do two more bends. We'll call it a wrap. This video's probably getting a little long. There we go. All right, 2 more bends. So that's what I was just able to do, just eyeing it up. My legs are 2 different lengths, but that's pretty darn close to 90 degrees right where that stop is. And like I said, I like the machine. It's a lot better than doing it by hand. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Phone number is 410-633-2300, and this is our Chicago Power Apron brake from Norman Machine Tool. Thanks for watching.